everybody, thanks for joining me. This is a fun little page of my daughter Shelby and Lily while she was babysitting Lily. Shelby always gets her to take selfies with her, and sometimes she's cooperative and sometimes not. But you see this little shaker card that is inspired by Meaghan Russo. She did this whole shaker layout, and I'm like, that was amazing, girl. I'm going to totally try it. She's like, oh, you should try it. So instead of doing a full layout at first, I thought I would just try a card embellishment type of thing. So I decided to use some fun, happy colored paper and such because Lily is such a cutie pie handful, but hilarious at the same time. She's one you just fall into bed after because you're exhausted, but but that's exactly how Shelby was. So, yeah, anyway. I decided to use this heart card, which I loved, and I almost want to hoard it, but I decided to use it instead. I was at my mother-in-law's in upstate New York during this trip, or during this video, as I am on like 8 videos that you're going to be seeing. So the lighting isn't the best. I'm sorry. I do have my light going on, but sometimes it was at night, and there was a couple days where it was stormy, so but you can still see better than I thought you'd be able to. I'm just trimming down the mat on this picture. Oh, completely, I guess I didn't want a mat at all. Huh. That's odd because usually I've been into having my pictures with that border on it. I don't know. Okay. So I'm shaking things up a little bit. I'm getting a little crazy. I just pulled out some of the pieces that I thought I might want to use, and I have that ice cream cone wood veneer, and because the layout has nothing to do with ice cream, but you know, this is the July Scraptastic kit, and Lily's wearing a yellow shirt, so I really like how mounting it on yellow really made it pop, and that's probably why I did that. But I'm using some white ink actually to go around the edges, and just thought I'd try something new. It showed up a little bit. It was nice and subtle, so it adds a little bit of texture and dimension to the page. I did in a couple other places too, but pretty simple layout. I love this polka dot paper, and I think the backside's a diagonal stripe. But I have lots of diagonal stripe paper, but I just love these two colors together. And I didn't want to use up all of this cardstock, so of course I'm doing that whole cutting out the middle. So this cardstock is, if you're new to scrapbooking, the cardstock is 12 by 12. So using just a thin border, what I do is I put the cardstock up to the arm until it hits 10. So that's leaving 2 inches. Okay, and then I'm using the ruler, actually the part that I'm opening and closing, I stop it at 10 inches and I go down to 2 inches. And then I just flip it around, realign the paper on the extended arm to 10 inches, and then I push my thing down and then I go backwards. I go from 2 inches to 10. So it just leaves a nice 2-inch border around. And then you just want to cut off a little bit off of 2 ends, neighboring ends of paper, and when you adhere it down, you have this nice little border, but that piece is not, now see I messed up here. I put that down before I cut up my paper, before I trim my pattern paper, so I had to go back and trim it, and I had adhesive on it, and I got my brand new Stampin' Up! Trimmer, which I love. By the way, I got it gunked, so I had to get my undo out and ungunk it. I was so mad at myself. I'm like, I should have just cut it with scissors, but I didn't. So I'm just roughing up some edges here. I did not bring my sewing machine, so I didn't do any sewing. My mother-in-law had one, but it was in another room, and I was just comfortable. So I'm also using an acetate sheet that we got in the kit, and the writing on it was very faint, so I knew I probably wouldn't use it on a layout. So I'm using that as my window, and it's going to keep the little sprinkles and things that I'm adding in. It's going to keep that put. Now I'm not going to fill in every heart. I could leave this completely open and just mount this mounting tape around just the edges and pour a bunch of stuff in the center, but I only wanted certain hearts filled in. Why? Because I like to do things the hard way. Now, actually, it was really very simple. It just took me some time because it was a look I wanted. I chose 3 hearts that I wanted to have shaker stuff filled in. So I just did a thin strip around the outside of the whole card. And then I just cut real thin strips and just go around the edges of the hearts that I want to fill in. And all that does is it allows for the depth and dimension so things can be put in there, number one. Because if you just put things on top and then tried to put cardstock on top of that, the things inside wouldn't move and it'd be all bumpy and it just wouldn't look right. So this actually gives it lift, so you are able to give a deep enough pocket for a sequin or beads or something like that to be put in there. And I did bring my sequins and stuff, but my mother-in-law had these tiny, tiny micro glass beads that were colorful, so I used some of those as well. I put those in the smaller 2 hearts, and then I put a few in the larger heart, and then the larger heart just has sequins. The other 2 do not, because they were too small. Nothing would have moved. So I really like this a lot, and it was really easy. You just see I took my foam tape and I went down the center to make it thin, and then I just cut the lengths of pieces I needed to go around a heart. And I'm peeling all of that up, and you will see I'm getting ready to fill. And then I'm just simply going to put white cardstock behind. You could put a colored cardstock so the hearts that aren't filled in, color will show through. I just chose white because there were white polka dots in the background paper, so I just thought the white would go good. I decided to put some bright yellow and pink, I think. Some mint green. I'm not really sure. She got these at Michael's. Purple or pink is coming up. I'm purple. Okay. And it turned out really well. And, it took a few minutes, but I think it was totally worth the effort. And it was really cute. And it adds a nice homemade element to the page. So thank you, Meaghan, my dear girl, for the idea. And I will get brave enough to do a whole page one, maybe. We'll see. We'll talk about that. But Jennifer McGuire recently did a shaker card. She used a bubblegum stamp, and then someone else just recently did I think it was a card maker for a site like Simon Says Stamps or Mama Elephant or something. I don't remember, but it was a lighthouse and something else. I haven't watched that video yet, but it looks interesting. So these are becoming popular again. I think I might have made one eons ago, back when I did Close to My Heart. I can't remember what it was though, so maybe I just saw it being done. I don't know. It was really very easy to do. So see, so now there's a backing to it. The foam tape stuck to the cardstock, so it's not going to come out anywhere. And because I had the foam tape around each of those hearts, the elements that I poured in stay to that heart because they can't go out and go anywhere. And then a few blank hearts, and it's really cute. Lily came over and I showed her the page and she just kept wanting to shake the layout. I think I just need to make her a little shaker card because I'm like, don't bend my layout, you're shaking it. I don't know. I decided to do a big fat banner. Why? Because I just felt like it. I think this was the last page I did for the day, so I was kind of running out of ideas. I wanted to get 5 layouts done this day. Oh, this was the 4th because I did take a break. I made dinner for everybody, and then I got like a second wind and I did do a 5th. 5th layout, but it was so dark I didn't record that one, but I had showed it in a layout share. Anyway, so yeah, I had 2 days of scrapbooking. I did 10 or 5 pages each day, which was killer because when I'm home and uninterrupted, I don't, but I had Eric's cousin Connie come over, and so I had someone to scrapbook with, and I really think that just makes a difference. I don't know. And then Eric would come in with my father-in-law because they're working on the farm doing things, and chit chat with us for a minute. And my father-in-law is so funny, and he's like, oh, these gadgets, I just don't know, looks like a pretty serious business. How he talks is hilarious. He goes, I don't know, this looks pretty dangerous, picking up different knives and and he cracks me up. He's so doggone cute. He was we went to a steam show, and at night they had tractor pulls. And for those of you who don't know, and I had never seen one before, so it was kind of cool, and my kids were really digging it. They have tractors in different weight classes, and they put weights on these tractors, and then these tractors pull this machine. And you have to know how to drive the tractor, how to change the gears and all this stuff, and it pulls dirt along with it. So you pull until you just can't pull anymore, and whoever goes the longest distance wins. Well, he decided to do it as an exhibition. He didn't enter to win a prize or anything like that. And he used my mother-in-law's crawler. And he pulled almost a whole distance. And he was just pulling and just driving like it was no big deal. Other people are kind of looking at both sides of the tractor because you don't want soft spots in the track. So if you're waiting to go, you really need to watch the people in front of you to see where they're sinking and trying to avoid those spots. Psh, he had it going, and we were with their tractor club people and my family members, and I'm up there and I'm screaming for him, and I'm like, go dad, and I'm like, look, he's just so cute, and his guy friends just started cracking up laughing. Oh, Carlton's so cute. I was like, well, he is, look at him. He's just driving like it's an everyday thing, and he almost pulled all the way through. They stopped him. He said he made a mistake down there and got somewhere soft, but anyway, it was just fun. I took pictures, so of course you'll probably see a page of that. But I think he and Eric this day were getting the tractors ready to take out. He took like 8 out of his antiques that he collects, and takes a couple trips on trailers, and then a couple of them they just drove out. It was Eric, Dad, Frank, Mom. Yeah, the 4 of them drove some tractors out. Oh, and their friend Bev down the street came with hers. They drove out together on the back roads and dropped them off. So it's quite a to-do, because not a lot goes on where they're from, but things like that. People travel and come from all over to see the tractors and antiques, and the kids drove them on the parade there, and so there was a line of folks with all these tractors. It was pretty impressive. Makes you a little teary. Their grandfather, my father-in-law, he's always the last to go, and I think he just feels this pride when he sees this line of red International tractors in front of him, and they're all his grandkids and family, driving these tractors. I didn't, because I'm the one taking the pictures. I might next time. I think I want to try the tractor pull thing. That looked pretty fun. I think I learned a lot by watching. So I told my husband, I said, I'm doing this next year, and he just started cracking up. I mean, hardcore cracking up. I'm like, you don't think I could do this? I could totally do this. And he's laughing. I said, but I'm going to practice. I wonder if these people practice. I'm going to practice. I don't know. Totally off subject for this layout. I do that all the time. Sorry. But yeah, the sticker sheet, I'm using this big old camera. And I kind of liked it down there on the corner. But then I decided I think I put it up there by that little tiny frame. I like that much better. And I adhered down the ice cream cone, and I'm going to add a couple more word stickers up there, I think, that I got from the sticker sheet. I really love these kits, and I use them quite a bit, and I'm not sure when I want to start putting them in my stash. Like, I started getting these kits, I think, fully in March. I think I bought a February kit, pieces here and there. I think I bought the embellishment one or something. I can't remember, but I'm like, okay, it's now almost September. When am I going to put the March and April one in my stash? Probably because I need to reorganize how I keep my papers, because right now I keep them according to stripes and dots and themes, boy, girl, floral, things like that. And I think I want to organize them in ways of maybe manufacture, like keep American Crafts, Dear Lizzie together, simple stories together. I don't know. And then I don't know. But anyway, I need to figure it out soon, because I'm getting quite the pile of I need to just make room for the new ones coming through. But I've used them quite a bit, and I wish I could do what Nicole does. Man, she rocks and rolls. She's awesome. She does like 20 layouts in a row using the same. My brain, I get bored, so I go back and forth, and that's probably why I haven't put them away yet, because I still go back and pull things from March or April's kit. And actually, I mix my kits together sometimes too. I'll pull some stuff from April and use it with something from June, and because you can do that, they go together. It's amazing how she puts these things together, and I think you can get even more kit or pages done that way too. So I've gotten a lot of my family and my girlfriends in these kits. Bradley subscribed also to Scraptastic, and you get a little bit of everything. It's the way to do it. And no one can have too much paper ever. I mean, I know we say we have too much paper, and yes, we probably do, but I mean, come on, seriously, let's be real. Let's get real. Real with Robin. Let's go. Anyway, I'm just titling this Hangin' with Shelby. They weren't doing anything particular. They were just, Shelby was babysitting Lily, or Lily was babysitting Shelby, one of the two, I don't know. But just hanging with Shelby, and I think I'm going to do a little bit of journaling, maybe just the day. Oh, that's right, I'm using my colorful Wink of Stella, and I'm doing different colors on the sprinkles, and I'm going to color the cone and color the ice cream. I think the top thing of ice cream, the top scoop is darker, so I think I just used my clear on that one, but the one underneath I color. And then, of course, I color the cone. And that was fun, and it turned out really, really cute, and it gives that wood veneer something different, and the page is so colorful, I didn't want it being the only wood element on there, so I just take a few minutes. There's the clear one I'm using, and I really liked how that turned out. I guess I used orange. Maybe it's orange sherbet. Who knows? I'm deciding. I'm trying to debate if I'm done or not. I'm probably talking. Sorry. We all know I like to talk. Yeah, oh, that's right. I do just a little bit of journaling in that card, in that little photo box. And it was just perfect to say who, what, where, and when, I guess. So anyway, I think I'm about ready for some close-ups, or as close as I can get for you. If you want really good close-ups, you can look at the pictures at the beginning. So here we go. Thank you so much for watching. I love having you guys. You're amazing. Hey, if you like the shaker card, give it a thumbs up. If you like the color wood veneer, give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows. It just helps you get your videos out there a little bit more. I appreciate it. I love you all, and I truly appreciate all your support. You guys are amazing. And so many crafted people in this community. I can't stand it. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.